We just got back from sailing on the Celebrity Edge, and today we're going to tell you what Celebrity got right.
And some tips for what to expect so you can decide if it's the right ship for you.
From our cabin and the ship's design,
to the entertainment, included dining and service.
we're going to give our honest take about whether the Celebrity Edge is worth the money, and of course we're going to be giving tons of tips and tricks along the way.
And as a bonus, you'll get a tour of the ship's most popular venues so you can see for yourself what it's like on board.
We're going to be rating 5 areas of this ship and our experience. We're going to be rating the ship and its atmosphere. We're going to be rating the cabin. We're going to be rating the entertainment, the service, and the food. First thing that we're going to be rating is going to be the ship and the atmosphere. So let's just talk about, like, as soon as you got on the ship, what was your first impressions? What did you think about the vibe, the look, the feel?
Clean and modern, and definitely fits in with Celebrity's branding, right, of modern luxury. And it was very easy to move around. It didn't feel congested at all.
Yeah. And organized. I felt like as soon as we got on the ship, like we had instructions about where the muster station was, and it was really easy to find where we like to eat on the first day, which is
right, the Mast Grill. We went for a burger and fries. And you know, one of the things I noticed right away when we went there was, in order to get to the Mast Grill, at least the direction that we came from, is you pass through a series of these huge arches, and they had wood and metal, and they were very like sculpturally artistic and modern looking. And that definitely fit with the vibe of the rest of the ship.
the first venue that we're going to look at is the Grand Plaza.
Right. And we're going to be going through these one by one, giving you a little overview of it, and then one important tip that you can take with you when you visit each of these areas of the ship.
The Grand Plaza is at the heart of the ship, and it is a beautiful 3-story atrium. And the heart of it, the heart of the heart is...
Right, the lit chandelier that comes up over the top of the martini bar. And they do lit shows that are choreographed to music, and it's really entertaining.
So our tip for you is, depending upon what you want, so of course you're there multiple nights, so you can experience different ways. So you might want to spend one night where you actually sit on the same floor as the martini bar, and then another evening to get, if you want to get great videos or photos, is to be on the second floor.
Right. Our next stop is the resort deck. I know this is where the pool is, and the pool's pretty interesting on this ship. What can you tell me about it?
So the pool is a 25-foot lap pool, and it's the largest pool of any premium class ship. So Holland America, Princess, Cunard, this one is the largest. And it's on all the Edge class ships. Edge happened to be the first one. And one of the things that I noticed about it is it has an asymmetrical shape. And what I thought was cool is if you're on a warm weather cruise, they have loungers right in the water, like that you can lounge and stay cool without actually having to go like swimming in the pool.
One thing you'll notice on the resort deck is up above the pool area is the walking jogging track. This is cool because it's got a lot of elevation change, and it goes from decks 15 to 16, and you can look down from that on the pool area, and also you can get a good look outside of the ship. And we noticed that was a great place to hang out and look at glaciers when we went to Alaska.
I mentioned earlier that there's art everywhere on the ship, and one of the most iconic things on this ship is these butterfly wings that everyone takes a photo of in front of it.
Right,
Yeah.
and also something that was also very artistic that we noticed was the hot tubs, right? Those had a very unique shape. It was like a glass.
Like a big, like champagne glass. So it's time for our tip for the resort deck. What do you got?
So discussing shady areas around the pool. There's not a lot of it. There's not an abundance of shady spots there. There are some naturally covered areas and some spots that have umbrellas, but there isn't a whole bunch of it. So if that's something you're interested in, get there early and claim your spot.
And the other thing is, if you want to pay for a cabana, they do have cabanas that you're able to rent that do surround the pool, and those are covered. So basically they took the areas that used to be covered that were included, and they made those areas that you pay for.
Right.
Our next area is the Solarium.
The Solarium. The Solarium is an adults-only indoor pool. It's got a really memorable 3D art installation on the wall in there. that was something that really stood out to me.
Yes, that was the art that I noticed when we went in. And in that area is also where you'll find the spa cafe. So the spa cafe they have kind of like light bites, and they also have smoothies. So if you have that premium drink package, then you'll have the access to those premium smoothies. Otherwise, they're for fee. You can pick up, like they had muffins and they had like yogurt and fruit. And I actually, on this ship, they have a really nice seating area in the solarium as well. Now here's something to know. If you do sail with children, a couple things. One, they're allowed to eat at the spa cafe. No denying the children the spa cafe. And like on our sailing, they had certain hours that the kids could go. So what's your tip?
Okay, right. So for the pool, even though we did say it's adults only, there were certain hours on our cruise where the kids could go into that pool. So if you have kids, or if you don't, you will want to know when those hours are so you can bring the kids and put them in the pool, or if you don't want to be around kids, that's the time to avoid it. Okay, next stop, the Rooftop Garden. Now I remember this as kind of a cool outdoor space. It had some sculptural, artistic elements to it and a lot of seating, but I wasn't really sure what it was used for. What can you tell us about that?
So the Rooftop Garden, the reason why is because we were on an Alaska cruise. So because it's an outdoor space, it wasn't really used the same way that it would be used like if you were in Australia, for example. So this space was just a nice area to hang out, but they have a screen there so they could have movies, they have music, they could have music there. And then they actually have, it's called the Rooftop Garden Grill. So that is a barbecue restaurant that's an extra additional fee. It's a specialty restaurant. It's supposed to be very good, but that wasn't actually open on our cruise because you don't know, it might be pouring down rain your entire cruise, so they're not gonna set it all up. But it was a lovely, lovely space. And then a couple, what are some, in addition to the, like lots of greenery there, what is some art that you noticed in that area?
They did have some like metal plant type sculptures in there too to kind of add to the gardeny feel of it.
And then also remember they had that humongous horse.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the tip for the Rooftop Garden?
So the Rooftop Garden is not crowded at all. And so here's your tip. Just right on the other side at the same level is the Sunset Bar. So the Sunset Bar on Celebrity Edge is not that big. So an idea is you go to the Sunset Bar, get your drink, and then come back and enjoy it in the Rooftop Garden. The next venue we're talking about is Eden.
Eden was a very memorable space. So this was aft at the stern of the ship. It's pretty tall. It's a couple of levels high with floor to ceiling glass, some great views out the stern of the ship. It's got a fantastical like plant growth fantasy theme going on.
It's like a fairy garden.
Yes, and there's seating on a couple of levels there. There's a cool asymmetry walking path that goes up next to the windows there.
Which is a great for views. So again, if you're on an Alaskan cruise, a lot of people sit there to view the glaciers because now it's an indoor space.
Right, you can eat in there too, right?
Yep, so there's Eden Cafe, which Eden Cafe is a included food option that you can get. We're going to talk about the included food in a minute here. There's also the Eden Restaurant, which is one of their specialty dining restaurants, which is supposed to be the restaurant on that ship. And then there's a bar, and there's a bar everywhere.
Right,
Yeah.
and there's a stage. You can go there for live music too.
Yes, we went there one night and listened to, like, there was an acoustic guitar and a singer.
It was like smooth jazz.
Yeah,
Cool
I
place.
would say that's a very
hang out there.
relaxed place to sit. So what would be, I have a tip.
Oh,
Okay. Yes, I have a tip. So the tip is, this is going to kind of be a theme in the Celebrity Edge. So their spaces are beautiful and their seating is very artistic, but their seating is not always very comfortable. So I kind of liken it to a fancy pair of shoes. They look great, but sometimes they hurt your feet. So the tip is to kind of seek out the most comfortable seating that you can find if you're in that space. And the other tip is, I would say that grill is a great place to go if you want to avoid the buffet, because they have breakfast and lunch there. I always love something fun to do when I'm on the ship, so I'm gonna give you something fun, and that is an art quest. So when you go sailing, if you're interested, I'm gonna put in the description below, and the way you get to the description, so you're gonna see where it says to subscribe and like. You might hit that button as you're looking for the description, and then it'll say more. So you're gonna click on the more button and it'll open it up, and then I'll have a link to this art quest. So here's some of the things you're gonna look for on the art quest. That butterfly on the resort deck. You're also gonna look at the rooftop giants, which are the plants and the horse up there by the rooftop garden. We didn't even talk about, there's a gateway to Eden. So remember that kind of dark,
yes.
kind
It
of
was like going through
it's
it. It was
kind
like
of
a dark
spooky.
forest, sci-fi kind of thing to get through in order to get to Eden.
So that's something else you're gonna look for.
That was really unusual.
It was a little dark. You don't have to go through that. There's other ways to get
No,
to
go
Eden.
through it though. Check it
Yeah,
out. Got to do it
yeah.
at least once.
Of course. And then the glowing cloud, that's the chandelier in the,
Oh, over the martini bar.
yeah, over the martini
Yes.
bar. Okay, so here's some other things that you're gonna find. Okay, so the wings, okay, so there's a winged Victory that's pearl. Remember?
Yep.
And then here,
Oh, Oyster's Treasure Pearl Ship.
that's what I'm calling it, Oyster's Treasure. The,
Spiky Head.
remember the spiky head?
Yeah, white
So
marble
there's-
bust with metal rods.
Yep.
The color spill, dripping paint. Oh yes. Block Party.
Those are the wooden people.
Yes, the life-size
So I called
wooden figures.
I called it the block party.
Lots of walls having flowing
Mm-hmm.
clusters and swirls of flowers down hallways, shells at the Sunset Bar, and metal discs in the dining room.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna look at the walls, and they have all these like clusters. That it just makes it for an interesting, like, space that you're gonna look at as you're going through. It just helps you to notice the art as you're going through the ship. Doesn't that sound like fun?
Yes,
What's our next space?
the theater.
The theater. The theater on the edge is like a round stage, so there's seating in the round. It doesn't go all the way
Right,
around,
it's
but
not
the stage is
360.
round. And then in the center, they have a part that lifts up, and it's really, every place that we sat, we had a good seat. And they have really good shows. We're gonna talk about the entertainment here in a minute. Is there anything else you'd add? Or what's your tip? I have a tip, but what's your tip if you don't hear my tip?
Well, I do agree with you when you were saying that we didn't find any bad seats there. And then they did have a lot of techie, interesting effects and things they could do with the stage. That center section can rotate and raise up and down.
And my tip is get there early. So even though there's not a bad seat in the house, you still want the seat that you want. So I would suggest you get there half an hour early. The next venue that we're gonna talk about
The magic
is
carpet.
the magic carpet.
Yes. The magic carpet is very unique. It's a signature structural element to the ship. It's on the outside. You can see it when you come up to the ship. There is no mistaking an Edge-class ship because of the magic carpet. The magic carpet is a movable platform on the side of the ship. It's cantilevered off to the side, and they can use it as a bar, a dining space. They can move it up and down. They can drop it all the way down to water level and use it to get on the tenders to go to shore if you're not at a dock.
Yeah, and they actually, on the ship, they have bigger boats than regular tenders, so that if you do have to use it as a tender, you get off the ship pretty quickly and
Yes.
return to the ship pretty quickly. So our tip for the magic carpet is just more of a things to know. It's used much more on a warm weather cruise than a cold weather cruise. So we were on a cold weather cruise. We went to Alaska.
Yes.
And the first day when we were in Seattle, the bar was open. And I think that's the last time I saw the bar open.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
definitely something that is weather dependent, like you said, because it's not sealed off. There isn't floor to ceiling glass on there. There is some openness, so wind and rain and those types of things could come in.
So the one thing that I think is wrong, I feel is wrong, is on Edge-class ships, they took the bow of the ship and they made it into the retreat. So the retreat is for the suite class guests only, and then also the spa. So 2 areas that are for fee only. So if you want to get access to the bow of the ship, you're going to pay. Except the only place you can is the fitness center does look out the front. So if you want to go to the fitness center, I guess, and exercise, you'll be able to get to the bow. But other than that, you can't get to the bow. So to me, that was a little disappointing compared to the other classes of celebrity ships.
Right.
So
and also if you're going to Alaska like we did, that's the bow is a cool place to view glaciers. So that wasn't an option on this ship.
Luckily, they have the aft, and we'll talk about the aft
Yes.
outside of the buffet a little bit later when we're talking about the food. So we're ready to rate. Are you ready to rate?
Sure.
I have no idea what you're gonna write, so let's see what you say. I did love this ship. It was beautiful. So give it a rating. Oh, he hedges. Okay, ready, reveal.
8.5.
Yeah, so I gave it a 9. I thought it was a beautiful ship, but I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to the bow.
Yes,
And I tried really hard. I tried to sneak into the spa, but they're like, do you have access to the spa? I'm like, no. So that is a tip, real quick though. So if you do want to get to the bow of the ship, if you're taking it as an Alaska cruise, you can pay for a spa day on your glacier viewing day, and then you can get to the bow of the ship. And then you could also use the saunas and such. So that's a little tip. Why 8.5? That seems kind of low compared to my 9.
I felt bad for you.
You felt bad for me.
Because you wanted to get to the bow of the ship.
I did want to get to the bow.
You were disappointed.
I was. All right, we're going to move on to the next section.
So now let's step inside your home for the week, the cabin.
The cabin. So the cabins on Celebrity are very comfortable. They have plenty of storage. They have lots of places to store your clothing. The closets are plenty big. I really like the bathrooms. I think they're so well designed and really lovely. Plenty of space inside the shower. And then the shower has shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. I personally don't use their shampoo and conditioner, but
Well, and the
you
other
probably
thing,
would.
the other thing too that we love about the bathroom and the shower is glass shower doors too, not a
Yes.
curtain.
Not a curtain, exactly. So we had an inside cabin, but the furnishings are similar. So the big difference, of course, is
Well, access to the outside world, right? Either a window or a balcony, whatever options you choose there. But the quality of the furniture, the decor on the inside seems like it's the same no matter what level of cabin you get there.
yes. And one thing to know about Edge Class ships is they do have that infinite veranda cabin. So the infinite veranda cabin is like an extension of your room, and it has a window that is operated and goes up and down so that you get access to that fresh air, but you don't actually step out into a balcony. So it's interesting. Some people love it, some people don't love it. It seems like it would be, I personally think I would like it because I think I would take advantage of it more than being outside on a balcony. But I don't know. One of these days we'll go on it. When it comes to your cabin, we have a tip for you.
Right. So we brought this to plug things into, but it didn't really work out because there was a box around the outlet in there and this just wouldn't fit in.
Right, so here's your tip. Instead, bring one of these. So this is a you can put multi-device adapter, and then this you can easily plug into the box. And then here's the other tip. I always bring a really long, a really long cord. So if I need to plug it in and stretch it across the room, I'll have this cord, because they don't allow extension cords, but they allow that. Okay, it's time to rate the cabin. 1 out of 10, 10 being best. You ready? Here we go.
Yes. Okay.
Reveal.
Ooh.
I thought it was great. There's nothing I would change. What would you change?
Well, you already talked about the box around the outlet.
Oh, yeah.
That was a
box
little
around the
disappointing.
outlet. But we came prepared. I was ready. So it didn't really bother me. You'll be prepared too, and it won't bother you.
Yes.
Of course, a beautiful ship is nothing
Nothing.
without great service. So what do you have to say about the service on Celebrity?
No complaints whatsoever. Friendly, attentive, all the things that you would want.
So in the dining room, we had Mahendra.
Yes, Mahendra.
He even took a picture with me when we spotted him in Ketchikan.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yes.
And then our room steward, what was his name again?
Jose?
Oh yeah, Jose. Jose was great. So we would they have, one of the things that's nice about Celebrity is they still have twice a day housekeeping. So twice a day they come in, we try to keep it clean so that it's not too hard for them to pick up, but they even put little chocolates on your pillow. So that's really nice. Okay, so let's rate service. This one's so easy.
Absolutely.
Celebrity is
Here we
so
go.
easy. We've never actually been on a ship where I would rate it anything except for this, but here we go. Bam!
Surprise.
10.
So before we leave the cabin, we do have a tip for you.
Here's your tip. I always bring some Post-it notes or just something to write on. If I need something, I just write a little note for the cabin steward, and then when I come back, it's there. So here's just something else, just as a general tip in cruising in general. They want you to be happy.
Yes.
They do not want you to go back and not get 10 out of 10s on the survey. So anytime there's anything that you want a different pillow, ask for it. You want a topper for your bed, ask for it. If your bed's too hard, get a topper. If it's too soft, they'll get you a board. Trust me, anything that you want more ice, ask for 2 ice buckets. They will bring it to you.
And while great service makes every moment on board feel special, it's the entertainment that really brings the ship to life each day and night.
So they keep you entertained in a lot of different ways. I'm gonna clump together entertainment and activities because the game shows are entertaining.
Yeah.
I love the game shows. If you've ever watched one of my videos, you know that. So in the main theater, I love their production shows because in their production shows, they always have aerialists.
Yes.
And to me, they kind of have Circus du Soleil bend because of them. Those aerialists are so strong. It's insane. It's insane. So I always love to go to every one of the production shows. And in addition to the production shows, what do they have in the main theater?
The guest presenters that do the Beyond the Podium.
Those are like enrichment talks. So when it was in
Right.
Alaska, they had enrichment talks about the whales and the bears.
Yeah, naturalists and kind of like the different port specialists that give history on different towns and things
Don't
like
miss
that.
those.
Yep.
And then
Also guest performers too.
So they have-
On our cruise, there was the kind of dueling violins.
like a son and father team.
father and son
And then
team.
musicians, singers. So I found I love going to the entertainment, so we do go every
It's good
single night.
variety.
Yeah. So my tip on that is, so they have a show at 7 and they have a show at 9. So if you want to make the 7 o'clock show, which we always do, you'll want to have dinner around 5:30. So you want to eat pretty much as soon as you can. So the 5:30 seating, that way you're done and you'll make it in time to get to the theater.
After you leave the theater, now it's time to hit the game shows.
Yes, and that's in the club. So we like to say the club like that. So the club is right outside of the theater. So everybody just makes their way, not everybody, but people like me who want to see the game shows, they make their way there. And the one thing that I would say is if you're an extrovert and you want to have the microphone, make sure that you let them know as soon as you get there, like, I want to be having the microphone. Yeah.
A lot of the game shows, there's a sign-up list. So
There is a sign-up
Yeah,
list.
you always grab the sign-up list.
Yeah, get on the sign-up list. And I actually found the club to have a lot of seating. So it's 2 layers. So if you're somebody who does not like, you could go on the second layer and you could just look over and laugh at people like me running around with a microphone. We didn't talk about live music. So where are you going to find live music if that's your jam?
So besides the theater, the Grand Plaza usually has the largest groups of live music, and also you can find live music in Eden.
Yes. So especially if you like music you can dance to, you'll want to find that in the Grand Plaza. And that's something to consider. So if that's more what you like, the live music, find your spot there early. So that's your tip for entertainment.
Yes,
It's always go wherever you want to go plant yourself so that you get your seat and that you're comfortable. time to rate the entertainment on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best. What do you rate it?
Okay.
Ready? Snap my pen. Ready? Reveal. Ooh, 9.5. I gave it a 10 because I won the game show. I gave it a 10. I thought I had a great time. Can you tell? On the edge, I had a really good time. Why a 9.5?
So I did grade it down just a little bit. Some of the large theater productions, me personally, and this is just my personal preference, is liking productions where there's a lot of props and fancy backdrops and physical things. And now the trend seems to be more towards projection and lighting and things like that. So it's a little bit, it's a taste thing. Otherwise, excellent. Everything was just such high quality. All right, so we've covered the ship, the cabin, the service, the entertainment. Now, the big topic, food. There's 4 main dining rooms. They have varied decor and slightly different menus.
So I want to talk about the different menus, and as I'm going through this, I'm going to be showing you B-roll of the different restaurants so you can see how they look different. And we're going to give you some tips about this. So here is an example. One of the restaurants is called Tuscan. Tuscan is Italian inspired. On the menu, there is an exclusive section. This part of the menu doesn't change. It's the same menu every day of your cruise. So that's available every day in the Tuscan. In Cosmopolitan, this is their menu. So again, this part of the menu is the same every single night in Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan is more of an American, like a modern American cuisine. Then moving on to Cyprus. Cyprus is like Mediterranean. So this one has, like, for example, a Greek meze board or grilled octopus. We tried that. It was okay. And that is one of the nice things about cruising, is you try things that you would not otherwise try, maybe, because you can. It's included. And then Normandy is French inspired. So it's not like the whole menu changes and is French every night. That's not how it works. This part is the same every night. And then there's another part of the menu that does change every night. And that is the same menu that you'll find in Cyprus and Normandy and Cosmopolitan and Tuscan. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. On that part, though, there is a standard part that you can find, and that's called the classics. So let's just say there's nothing on all the menu that you want, but you really enjoy broiled salmon.
Yes.
You'll be able to get broiled salmon any night. So if there's nothing else that appeals to you, you can get your broiled salmon or your grilled chicken breast or your steak. Here's a tip. On lobster nights, you're gonna get a lobster. It's not gonna have steak and lobster, but there's steak every single night on the menu. So you can make your own surf and turf. Just say, I'd like to have a steak with my lobster, and you will get that. And then these starters are also always on the menus. You can always get escargot. I know that's what you want. I love escargot. I don't know if you love it as much as me, but
I tried it.
You did try it. I don't need it every night though, because it is very filling. It's just basically a butter delivery device.
Our tip for dining. So there are 4 different restaurants, right? But there aren't 4 different kitchens. There's one big kitchen that's serving up all the food to these 4 different places.
And not only that, but it's also the same kitchen that's serving up to Blue,
Right.
which is the Aqua Class restaurant, and to Lumine, which is the Suite Class restaurant.
Right.
So
let's say one night there's something going on in Cosmopolitan. You're like, oh, that looks really good, but I'm eating in the Cyprus, right? Well, you can ask to have one of those things from the Cosmopolitan brought over to you in Cyprus to go with your meal there.
Right. I did not know that before we went on the cruise, because I would have said, hey, I want to have this cauliflower.
And this kind of, this goes back to the whole theme of they want you to be happy.
They want you to be happy. So you can get one of the exclusives And you can stay in the same restaurant. Why would you want to stay in the same restaurant? Why don't you want to go to all the different restaurants?
Right, because you're building a rapport, you're building a relationship with your server, and they will remember your name. They will remember what beer you like to have at dinner. A lot of those intricate things, and that makes it so much fun.
It's so much fun. That to me is one of the, in addition to the really good food, I do really love getting to know the wait staff and the sommelier, or however you say that, the wine person.
Right.
This time she was really fun.
Yes.
Yes, so that was great. So that is, to me, that is a huge tip for any of the Edge class ships. And on that same note, let's just say you're eating in Blue, but you want something from the main dining room menu. You can get it. So you can still eat in Blue and just get something from the main dining room menu. And that is also the case for Luminae. How do you know what's on the menu? It's on your app. So you can see days ahead what is going to be served in the main dining room, like days ahead, or in Luminae, or in Blue, any of the restaurants. You can look in the app and it'll show you a day-to-day menu, so you can make your decisions about where you want to eat.
So many tips about eating.
I know. Well, because
it's important.
Food is important. Yes, it is. Get what you want. There's other included food on the ship, not just in the main dining room, but just so you know, they have breakfast in the main dining room every day, and on sea days, for sure, they have lunch in the main dining room. So if you want to eat in the main dining room, you can check your app to see when it's open, and if you'd like to eat in the main dining room, that's available to you. But we normally eat in the buffet.
Right, Oceanview Café.
The Oceanview Café for breakfast and lunch, oftentimes. And I love the buffet on Celebrity. And the reason why is because they have so many made-to-order stations. So they have pasta stations, they have a salad station, they have sandwich stations. They have a noodles, like a ramen noodle station. They have carving stations. So what do you normally get when you go? What do you like if you go to a made-to-order station at lunch?
I've had the Mexican.
Oh yeah.
Mexican's good,
That's
and then
really good.
just the sandwiches too. The fresh made sandwiches are awesome.
Yes, so good. So where is your favorite place? So in Oceanview Café, this is where you're gonna find
Scoops.
Scoops. So Scoops has
Well, ice cream, of
soft
course,
serve and
cookies.
hard scoops, and they have cookies.
Yum.
Cookie break time. We do have more tips when it comes to the Oceanview Café. So here's a tip, and that's where to sit down because it gets crowded. So where do you like to go?
Oh, well, we had great luck finding seating towards the aft of the ship.
So just keep going all the way back to the back of the ship, and that's actually where you're gonna find pizza. And they have pizza outside of normal hours as well. So if you want a late night snack, head to the pizza, which is in the very aft of the Oceanview Cafe. But they have indoor and they have outdoor seating. So that is a great place to go because we always found a seat when we just kept walking to get to that part of the ship. And then the other thing to know, I'm just gonna give you a food tip when it comes to the pizza. Let's just say you want, I don't know, peppers and onions on your pizza, and you saw peppers and onions over there where they were making the noodles. Just put some in a little bowl and bring it to the pizza people, and they'll put it on. And here's something else. If you want a gluten-free crust, they'll make you a pizza with a gluten-free crust.
One thing to note about the Oceanview Cafe is the dinner options are limited there.
Yes, they don't have as many choices, but here's what you have to, this is when you have to go.
Yes.
Even if it's crowded, just go. Is you have to go the last sea day. The last sea day, oh my gosh, they pull out all the stops. They have more carving stations. They have so much, oh my gosh, they have this station with shrimp that is just like a tower of shrimp. They have a chocolate, like a chocolate fountain.
Yeah.
It just keeps going on and on and on. So don't eat breakfast on that day because you're gonna fill up on some really good stuff that they don't normally have. Where's someplace else? You don't want to eat in the buffet. You want someplace else. Where are you gonna eat?
You can go the Masked Grill.
What do they serve there?
The Masked Grill is mainly burgers and fries type of place, but it is made to order, so it's hot and fresh.
They have hot dogs.
Yeah, and hot dogs too. We love to eat there on the first day right after getting on the ship. It's fun and quick and easy and not too crowded.
You ate there a few days.
Yes,
You did.
the burgers are good.
And
The fries are
I'd
hot.
always ask him to bring extra fries because I'm going to eat them. And then another place that you can eat is in that Eden. So Eden, they have breakfast and lunch in the Eden Café. And that's a nice place to go, again, if you don't want the crowds of the buffet. Buffets get crowded. It's just the way it is. So if you want to avoid that, the Eden Café is much less crowded. And they have made-to-order food there as well, made-to-order sandwiches and like made-to-order, I think they had like breakfast burritos. They definitely had like fresh cinnamon rolls at breakfast time. So that is a place to head if you want to avoid the crowds of the buffet for breakfast and for lunch. Where else can we eat?
The Spa Cafe and the Solarium. I believe they have breakfast and lunch.
So they have limited hours. So again, you want to check your app to make sure that the hours, and Eden Cafe too. So you want to make sure that you check that they're open when you go. Masked Grill's open all the time though. They don't have the same kind of limited hours as the other place. And then the place that everybody likes to go to is Cafe Al Baccio.
Yes.
So Cafe Al Baccio is where you get coffees, specialty coffees and teas. And if you have the drink package, those are included. You can also get, like they have treats and sweets and they have like little sandwiches. And it's another place that you can get a
Cookie.
There's a lot of food. I think the food is really good. Here we go.
Okay.
Again, rate the food, all the food, any of the food, everywhere the food.
Okay.
Scale of 1 to 10,
1 to
10
10.
being best.
Here we
Ready,
go. Yes,
go.
go.
10.
Loved it.
I love the food. Yes, the food is good on Celebrity. After spending a week on Celebrity Edge, we're going to talk about who we think this ship is for.
And who might want to look at other options?
So let's start with who we think it's for. It's for couples.
Yes.
It's for friends
Yes.
who want to have a good time, who like food, who like entertainment.
Families, if the kids are maybe a little bit older, teenagers,
What
maybe
are the teenagers going to do?
eat. There's lots of food.
That's true.
Yeah, they would like the entertainment too.
They would like
The
the
shows.
entertainment. Yes.
Game shows, trivia, that type of stuff too.
That
Fun.
is true. That is true. But I really don't see a lot of kids on the ship.
No.
No. So there's no water slides. There's no rock climbing walls.
No.
Yeah. So definitely that. So given that, then who would maybe appreciate a different cruise line? Families.
Yes.
Right? So families that want the water slides and want the go-karts and all those things that you'll find in other cruise lines.
We've shared some of the highlights we love and a few things to keep in mind.
If you're planning a celebrity cruise, watch this video next where I share all the tips and tricks to get your cruise just right.
Happy
Happy
sailing.
sailing. We should have a crumb here.
Fun's over.
Fun's over.